Next topic in Animate CC, animation types, right? In Animate CC, we have two different type of animations we create. One is twinning animation, second is frame by frame animation. Okay? In twinning animation, what is twinning animation actually? Twinning animation means between two keyframes, software Animate CC that will generate the middle frames. Okay, so that is called twinning animation. And after that, in twinning animation, again we have three types: classic twinning, motion twinning, and shape twinning. Shape twinning or morphing animation also, we'll say that, right? In opposite to, contrast to twin animation, there is a frame by frame animation. In frame by frame animation, each and every frame artist, animator have to draw as per his requirement. Suppose like a head turn from front to side or 1/3, 3/4 or back, rotations in front of the camera, the head rotations or body rotations. Okay, so it is a typical process. So there each and every frame you have to draw. So but here in this case, in twin animation, generally twin animations are possible in x-axis, okay, horizontally, or y-axis vertically. We create animations. Okay. So in twin animation, generally car, bike from one side to another side, or otherwise rockets or any straight movements, vertical movement animations we create in twinning methods. But in animation, depends on the scene and the scene demand, we use these two methods in any production, right? So in any typical animations or turnarounds, we use this. Normal, the plane or a horizontal or vertical movements we create with the twinning methods. Okay, let us check one by one what are these things. First, let us see the classic twinning, right? Okay, this is my box. Okay, say it is a car or a van or any bike, right? You have to move this from left to right or right to left. Okay, later in coming classes I'll explain how to animate cars and vehicles, bikes and the humans, right? First, for understanding purpose, without wasting time, I'm using shapes, geometry shapes, right? So this is a car like, look like. Okay, then give some frames. After some frame, suppose let us say 25 frames or otherwise 30 frames. See here we have FPS is showing the frame rate is at 12.5 actually, right? So keep this 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second. Suppose I'll explain what all these frame rates and all, right? When you animate characters and all. For time being, keep this as it is. My frame rate is 24 right now. FPS means frames per second. See here there is a black dot is showing here. Of course, here also showing. So that means what? Something is there and stays. Some drawing or some brush stroke, some dot, some text, whatever you place on this stage, that will shows as a dot. So that means that is a drawing. Okay, so key drawing. Then after that, suppose here insert keyframe. Okay, so what is keyframe? Keyframe, the main frame. Okay, between keyframes we create animation. So suppose this is one keyframe and this is another keyframe. Okay, here we create, but here right now there is no animation between these two because the object is placed in the same place. Okay, if you want to see the animation, the two different keyframes in different areas, different place required. So one is here, suppose the other one change this place to this side. Now see, this is one and this is two. Okay, then between these two keyframes, anywhere on the timeline, right click and apply create classic twin. See, already I told you classic twin, motion twin and shape twin. Okay, and here create classic twin. When you apply your a twin, classic twin, the selected frame spans cannot be twin. You must convert frame content symbol in order to twin. We want to convert to create a twin. So that means what? Before adding the animation, you must have to convert this into a symbol, right? So how to do that? Remove this all frames. I'm removing and select your drawing. This is your frame. Right click on that and convert to symbol. Okay, so say this is a graphic symbol, must be, and here you want to give the name box. The registration center point we are taking. Center means here it is. This is left to right to bottom, right to bottom, left, right. So anywhere you can take. Okay. Based on this reference point, your character can move, right? For example, keep this as easily and say OK. Now see, that point is showing here. Now place another keyframe, insert keyframe. Okay, so this is 1 and this is 2. The second keyframe change the place. This is nice. Now see, between these two keyframes, right click anywhere and create classic twin. Now see, there is a purple color. It is showing here. It is what? It is moving from one direction to another direction. If I click here, there is a player here, internal player. After creating your animation, instantly you can check here your animations. Play this one. Now see, this is moving. Okay, so here we created this action with only 2 keyframes. Okay, what will happen if I drag this point to 50? Okay, and then now play this one. So it is moving slowly. Okay, before it was very fast, now this is slow, and I move this more up to here. Now play this one. Now see, it is more slow because what? Here we are using 90 frames. See here, 90 frames. Okay, so that means what? When you add more frames, your animation will be slower. Less frames, few frames, your animation will be faster. Okay, and now say this is the first one. Yes, fast movement. Okay, so between these 2 points, animation is created. So this is keyframe, this is keyframe. So now what I am doing, if you want to play this animation here, this is the test movie. After completing your whole animation, you can test your movie here. This player is internally, bit by bit, length by length, scene by scene. You can check the animation here between few frames. But here the entire test your movie. Click here. Now see, this is moving. But here see, after reaching the end point, again it is coming to connect the first one. So it is not stopping actually. You cannot understand with this, right? So here some stops, some hold is required. So how to do that? So after reaching the end point, immediately it is connecting to first point. So that means it is in a loop. Okay. So I want to hold, I want to stay this drawing or box for few frames. At 50 frames, I am using right click and I am giving insert frame F5. Before what we did, insert keyframe, here insert frame F5 I am using. Now see, these are two keyframes. Here it is just a frame. The frame, what is the difference between keyframe and frame? So keyframes are very important frames for your animation. Between keyframes only animation can create. But here you extended your frame, that is insert frame. So the same frame here up to here it is extended. Right now see this one, after reaching it is holding some time. It is very important for any animation to understand, to judge the action. Now see, it is beautiful, right? So that means what? Depends on your requirement, you can add how much hold you want actually. Okay. Now come here. I right click here. The one more thing is there. Insert blank keyframe. What is that? Blank. So that means you are adding some blankness. Insert a blank keyframe. Just add this one. Now see. Up to here only your frame is, hold it here. After that emptiness. See here it is a fill with the black, that is keyframe, or that frame. Here that is nothing is there. So that means what? It is empty. If you play this one, what will happen? See, after that it is vanishing because it is showing on the timeline, but the frame is not there, it is deleted. Okay, that means after reaching this frame nothing is there, right? That is empty. So based on animation requirement, we use keyframes, frames and blank keyframes. Control Z I am using. Okay, but if you observe here, I'll remove all these things here up to here, remove. But if you observe here, see, play this one, it is moving equal speed, with the equal speed. So because it is a normal twin. Okay, if you want to check this one, add onion skin here. See, the onion skin markers are there. You can extend up to the last frame, or otherwise up to here only. Now see here, the onion skin, the two keyframes are showing. Between these two, equal space is divided. So that means what? It is moving in the equal speed. Equal speed. Okay. But in animation, in real-time animation, you have to control the speed. Sometimes I want to start my animation here with the slow, and here faster, and the end point are slow. And sometimes here the fast movement, start with the fast movement and reach slow, and opposite to this. So here slow, with the slow will start and end with the fast. So based on your scene requirements, you have to create. So how to do that? Come to the first frame, click here, and if you observe here, we have properties. The properties are there. There here, see, there is a 0, it is showing. So this means what? Easing intensity. Easing intensity, right now it is in 0. So that's why it is showing equal speed. And suppose increase this one, or otherwise type the number, and I am giving maximum number, then we will understand more clearly. -5, minus 100 I am giving. Now see the onion skin, observe the onion skin. Now see, because of the minus 100, here it is showing very closer frames, randomly, gradually it is increasing the speed. Okay, so play this one, now we will understand. See this one, this is nice. Here it is slower and it is faster. Okay, now make it reverse. So that means here 100. Now observe this one. It is in opposite. Here the actions are very faster and slowly it is getting into slow. So check this by clicking the animation. This is nice, beautiful. Now see, fast and settling into slow. Okay, now click here. Few other options also there. Okay, and there is a look like a pencil symbol, it is showing. Edit easing, click here. Before that, make it 0 here. So in default, and check the pencil symbol. Find the custom ease. What is this? This is a custom ease. These are 2 key points are showing. So this is the first one is this first keyframe, and the last keyframe is this one. Between these two, this is the twin, right? So here we have to create some graphs. Okay, now here this is the stop one, and play this one and reset, and if you want you can delete, right? So here it is the frame percentage, right? So click this dot, we are at 1. Okay, and if you observe here some string look like it is showing, the drag this down, here the curve is created, and here little bit curve, almost look like a straight, and this is a curve, and play the animation here. So play the animation. Now see, here it is, again play. This is nice, right? The curve area it is giving slow action. Okay, I can make it opposite. Now play this one. This is nice. See, this kind of action it is. It's beautiful. If you want to reset this one, and come to the end point here, and move this one, and play. See, this is. As per the graph direction, it is giving the action. This is nice. With fast and reaching slower. This is nice, right? And reset this one. So what will happen if I click here in center? And now see, and play this one. You have to experiment, then only we will understand. This is nice, and push this up and down, and play this one. This is nice. It's coming back, taking anticipation and moving faster. So you can manage all these, right? So reset right now and cancel. Now what are the other things? Other things are there. Here we have effects. Okay, the right now it is in classic ease. So there is no ease actually, it is in 0. If you want, you can add the intensity. So as per the intensity level, you can add, right? So I am giving 0 here right now. There is ease in. So again here showing 2 keyframes, the first one and last one, and here at first. Here we observe ease in. Ease in has some sub options are there. Okay, quad, cubic, quart, quint, sine, back, circ, bounce, and elastic. Okay, if you want to apply anything, you have to double click to apply, not by single click or double click. Suppose double click here, and if you observe here there is a curve and straight line. At curve line your action will be slower, okay, and here it is faster. So double click here and apply this one, play this one. This is nice, okay, and again come to this area, and now see cubic is a more curve, so apply the cut. So double click here and apply this one. This is nice. So more slow and coming faster. And again come to here, the quint is kind of curviness it is added. So for the quint, double click and play this one. This is done. Next, sine, some curve is there, that means slower action will come. The back, we have to check this one because here it is a straight line and going little bit curve. This is nice. So going back and moving faster. So taking anticipation and coming back. See, these kind of actions, effects we are creating with only 2 keyframes, right? The remaining things automatically by graphs, by giving this the tweening options we are creating. Check the onion skin, then we will understand what is happening here. Now see, now check the silk, double click on that and check this one and see by onion skin. The bounciness, double click here. This is nice. The bounciness also showing in the onion skin. And here it is elastic. So what is this elastic? See this one, just like look like elastic. Okay, come back to quad, and also ease out. Ease out is in the opposite direction. Suppose the action will be faster here and slower here, right? And this is a cubic. I'll apply this one, double click and play this one. Now see, started with the faster and inside slowly reaching. More deep curve, more slow, and again quint I am applying. This is nice. Come back to first one. We have to experiment, then only we will understand, right? So this is back and the same like the before one. Apply this one, right, and come back to normal again. Elastic method. Okay, then ease in, ease out. What is this? Ease in, ease out means, see, at the 2 keyframes, the starting of the first keyframe, start the action with the slower, and here it is a faster and reach slowly, and here it is a cubic, right? More slow, start at more slow, and here get faster and slow end. So double click here, you will understand that one. This is nice. See, on the onion skin we will understand. See, the here slower, between fast. When this is quad, so it is more slower, more. Now apply this one, quint. See the action. Sometimes we use these options in animation. apply sine. This is nice. So back, sync, suppose sync I'll apply. This is okay. And apply the another one, the bounciness. Double click on that. See the dancing of this one. Elastic. Double click here. This is nice, like just like bullet, right? Very fast. See the onion skin. See, my God, there is a very fast because there are no frames between here. Okay, the same way custom. Custom is simple. Nothing is there, right? Now see, it is the default last one. What we use, it is applying. So say it noise is coming to normal. Otherwise, give any classic. Ease in. Still it is showing. I have to change this one to quad. Yes. Done. Noise. Okay. Zero, right? Make it 0. Fantastic. Now, what will happen? Suppose it is moving horizontally in x-axis. If I add any keyframe here, so here right click, I am adding insert keyframe and play this one. See, nothing is happening because you added the keyframe but change the place. Now play this one. Now see, now it is going down and moving upwards. So this is the keyframe, right? It is connecting to the last one. And what will happen if I add another keyframe here? Insert keyframe and move this up. Now see this one, right? Play this one. So now this is what it is showing. It is showing horizontally and vertically only. It is not rotating because it is a 2D shape. It's not rotating like in a 3D object, right? So if you want to rotate your objects, you have to use the other methods, frame by frame. There we create all the head turns and all. Okay, so this is all about the classic twinning. Even you can add the rotations here. Rotation means the object rotations. Here we have options are there, rotate options, right? Right now it is a clockwise. Okay, how many turns you want? I want 3 rounds and to play this one. Now see, your animation is having rounds, okay, a rotating object and creating that one. So I'll create these keyframes. I'll delete this keyframe. Now apply this one. Auto, clockwise, and I'll add 5 to understand more clearly. Now see, it is what? Clockwise. So what will happen? Counterclockwise I'll add. Now see, it is in opposite direction, right? Okay, so you can scale your content. Suppose here can scale your content. Orient to path and the scale along path. So this will explain in the scale as per width of path. So it depends on the path. So path of action and path of motion, path animation we create in coming classes. There I'll apply color along path, the scaleness, sync symbols. In coming classes I'll explain. Right now we are only focusing on classic tween.